Now, he had a very particular philosophy. His idea was that the whole goal of life was to become as powerful as possible. So how do you become strong? Well, you overcome suffering. You overcome difficulty. That means you have to go out and seek out suffering. You have to go seek out problems. You have to create problems in your own life just so that you can overcome more. And I don't know that that's necessarily the best way to live either. But maybe if we could find something that makes the pain tolerance useful to us in a way, that makes us better as people. And I don't know, I oftentimes find that people aren't made stronger by the suffering that they go through. They become more pain tolerant, or maybe even more pain numb as they go through. They just kind of accept it like, this is life. I don't know how strong that is though. But it isn't that you're stronger, it's that you're allowing the world to dictate what it is that you do. In other words, you cut your hair because your heart's been broken. Now your heart's been broken and you have a bad haircut. Or your heart's been broken and you got a bad dye job. The heart will heal, the hair will grow back, this is true, but there's that time in your life that you're going to lose. And I'm not sure what you can do about that. I don't know if you can gain that time back in any way. So I guess what's the opposite direction of cruelty?
Kindness.
Kindness, maybe. So maybe the way that you actually become stronger is you push back against the cruelty of the world by being kind. Maybe you push back against the hate of the world by being loving. And I mean like truly loving and truly kind. We keep referring to the world. What do we mean by that? Like the world is this way, the world is that way. Is it like the world, like the earth is mean to me? Society, maybe? Yeah. Who makes up society? People, us. So maybe as a first step we can assume our own role in all of that and how we do that. Is anybody in here not judgmental in some way? And I guess I'd even ask a follow-up question. Why is it bad to be judgmental anyway? Should we judge books by their covers?
Sometimes.
It seems kind of judgmental, don't you think? No matter what you say to that, there's a judgment that you make. So, I think that part of the problem is we're not super clear. I think even in our own minds, much less in our language, about what we mean by things like that. I think I was giving you the example, if you judge someone and they tell you, hey, stop judging me, just tell them you're right. You're very right. You're a wonderful, spectacular person, great character, and I shouldn't be judging you. What did you just do? You just judged them. You judged them positively. So what we really mean is don't judge me negatively. Or judge me unwarrantedly, I guess even. In other words, there are things that I have a friend I'm thinking of who is very judgmental. It judges every little thing that people say and do. It can get very tedious to listen to sometimes because they just nitpick at little things that people say and do. And I don't think people put a lot of thought into a lot of the things that they say and they do. Now, of course, what we say and we do, it does express something that comes from inside of us, of course. But, it just, I don't know. I think we know what I mean when I say something like that. There's a lot going on in people's lives where we can just nitpick all these things apart, but that means you're under the microscope 24/7. I don't know if any of us really want to be under the microscope 24/7. I was talking to the last period about this. This statement that we oftentimes make about how when we suffer it makes us stronger, it makes us better. I was wrestling with it this morning because I don't know that that's true. I don't know that that's true, meaning that when we say it makes us stronger, in what way does it make us stronger? Like you go through a breakup. How does that make us stronger? Is it, yeah. So we understand what?
Kind of helps us understand what we should and shouldn't do.
Okay. So it makes us better in that case. Hopefully. Hopefully. And by the way, that assumes that our judgment about what we should and shouldn't do is even right in the first place. In other words, if things went wrong, if we can look at our role in how that went wrong. One of the problems can be that we can overvalue certain things. So for example, we could look back on it and go, you know what, next time I'm not going to be so trusting. That was my problem, I was too trusting. So you enter your next relationship without trust. How's that going to go? Did that really make you stronger? Did it make you better? Or did it just make you more jaded? Did it make you angrier? Did it make you more resentful? Because if it made you those things, we might say it might have made me harder in the sense that now I'm less open to emotional attachments and emotional connections, but I don't know that that makes us stronger. I don't know that being jaded makes us any stronger than people who are sarcastic come off as being intelligent. There's no connection there. People who are sarcastic aren't intelligent. They're just angry and bitter and resentful. And that's anything that a 3-year-old could be. It's not a big deal. You're going to say something? So it makes us more tolerant to pain. That could be a good thing, I suppose, but it also could, we could also see it that you're willing maybe to put up with more in the future. Or you're able to survive more. I don't know how many of us are really in danger of not surviving, though, with that. I don't know, but maybe there's something there that makes us more tolerant to emotional pain, that we're able to put up with it more, and maybe we're able to understand other people better, connect with other people better. So maybe if you've been through something and then they've been through something as well, maybe there's a way you can connect through that, through empathy. So maybe it makes us more empathetic, perhaps. That might be the case. But I referred back always to Friedrich Nietzsche, the German philosopher, who said, "What doesn't kill me makes me stronger." And we quote that a lot. I mean, we put it in songs. But Nietzsche is not talking about humanity. He's talking about himself. That's why he says, "What doesn't kill me makes me stronger." Because he's talking specifically about what he does with suffering. Now, he had a very particular philosophy. His idea was that the whole goal of life was to become as powerful as possible. So how do you become strong? Well, you overcome suffering. You overcome difficulty. So if you want to become incredibly powerful, that means you have to go out and seek out suffering. You have to go seek out problems. You have to create problems in your own life just so that you can overcome more. And I don't know that that's necessarily the best way to live either. But yeah, Nietzsche is talking about something very specific there about himself. What doesn't kill him makes him stronger. And I don't know, I oftentimes find that people aren't made stronger by the suffering that they go through. They become more pain tolerant, or maybe even more pain numb as they go through. They just kind of accept it like, this is life. Suffering is life. I don't know how strong that is, though. I don't know if that is just resignment, like someone who sits there and just takes punches all day. I don't know that makes you able to take punches, but I don't know the value in that. And so maybe if we could find something that makes the pain tolerance useful to us in a way, that makes us better as people, then we might have something. But oftentimes I find people just get jaded. People get their heart broken and they cut their hair, or worse yet, they dye it. Even worse there. But it isn't that you're stronger. It's that you're allowing the world to dictate what it is that you do. In other words, you cut your hair because your heart's been broken. Well, I'm sorry that your heart's been broken, but now your heart's been broken and you have a bad haircut. Or your heart's been broken and you got a bad dye job. The heart will heal, the hair will grow back, this is true, but there's that time in your life that you're going to lose. And I'm not sure what you can do about that. I don't know if you can gain that time back in any way. But I guess what I'm saying is that when the world is cruel towards us, that was the word that was used in first period today, cruel. Someone said the world is a very cruel place. If that's true, then how do you resist that? How do you get stronger from that? Well, how do you get stronger physically? Train. Meaning what?
Working out.
Meaning what?
Lifting weights.
Okay, so weights are heavy? Okay, so weights provide resistance. So the way that you get stronger is you push back against resistance. If there's no resistance in your life, then you never get any stronger. If you never have to, for example, people who are in comas, one of the problems that they have is their muscles go into atrophy. They don't get used. So when you wake up out of a coma, you've seen those movies where someone wakes up out of a coma for they've been there for 10 years, and they're like, hey, what's going on? That's not the way it works in real life. In real life, you have to, even if you've been out for a couple of days, how about this? When you wake up in the morning, you guys just jump out of bed ready to start running? No, you're stretching, Try this in the morning. First thing in the morning, make a fist. Do the best you can. You'll be like, ugh. You'll get like that far into it. You have to like massage your hand and you have to get your muscles going again. You have to rework your muscles to get everything going again. To become strong requires pushing back against resistance. When you're doing squats, you're resisting against gravity. So maybe the way that we become stronger is we resist the cruelty of the world. And if the world is cruel, then how do we become stronger? Well, if you're cruel as well, you're not resisting the world, you're going along with the world. You're not resisting the weight, you're going in the direction of the weight. That would be like grabbing the weights, pulling them off the rack, and then letting them fall and just following them downward. That doesn't make you stronger. That just means you go along with it. So maybe the way that we become stronger is by resisting the cruelty of the world with something that's opposite of that. It's just like if I'm bench pressing and the weight's coming down on top of me, the way I resist is I push back in the opposite direction. So I guess what's the opposite direction of cruelty? Kindness, maybe. So maybe the way that you actually become stronger is you push back against the cruelty of the world by being kind. Maybe you push back against the hate of the world by being loving. And I mean like truly loving and truly kind. Not, that patronizing kind of, you know what, I'm praying for you. No, you're not, heathen. You're really not praying for that person. You're just saying that because you're trying to be spiteful towards them. So maybe rather than be spiteful, truly push back in the opposite direction by being kind and loving and caring. Not by being weak, because you might have to fight cruelty someday, if it comes to that. And of course, that's a whole different other set of getting ready for it. So, I don't know. It's that last part though, man, but those that will not break it kills. I don't know. Maybe for another day, huh? Questions, comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms, critiques? All right. Take a look at Eric Hoffer, since we're here.